Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the big talking points from social media, and honestly, my voice is not the strongest. I think we'll get through this video, but it's been a big couple of days. Just a big thank you for everyone that's joined us. I hope you enjoyed Raw. I hope you enjoyed NXT New Year's Evil. We, of course, are going to be back with SmackDown on Friday, and I think that show's going to have something about it as well. Because, of course, that is going to be the first SmackDown on Netflix for international audiences. So I don't think they're going to want that show to just be average. I think they're going to put a little something in there. So, yeah, really looking forward to that as well. It's been a really big couple of days. But if you was a Wyatt Sicks fan, you're probably feeling a little bit down. But there is a little bit of optimism around. Joe Gacy quoting lyrics from the song California Dreamin', and it turns out we are in California for Raw next week. So I'm thinking what Joe Gacy is basically saying is, see you next week. That's the vibe I get, right? If you think about this week, we had Hulk Hogan, who we might never get again, right? We had Roman Reigns, we had The Rock, we had Roman wrestling, yeah? I mean, this was a bonkers show, and we're not going to have any of that next week. So I think there should be some more room for the Wyatts next week. And actually, Triple H said in the press conference after Raw that we will get back to a normal episodic episode of Raw next week. So just a reason to be optimistic, yeah? So Anime Fiend Zeno, thank you. Robin, shout out to you. Sheamus has signed a new 5-year deal with WWE. That coming courtesy of Chris Van Vliet. Tristan, thank you. Becky Lynch has signed a new contract with WWE. That's not going to be a massive surprise. She's been used on a lot of promotional material for Netflix. So her not signing a new contract would be very strange. But there was a lot of conflicting Becky news today. Earlier in the day, there was lots of reports saying that she was going to be on the show, but she was replaced by The Undertaker moment, right? But then news has come out more recently saying she wasn't at the show, no plans were changed, blah, 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 blah. So I don't know which is true, right? I don't know. All I do know is she has signed a new contract and she is expected to return to WWE very, very soon. So we won't have to wait too long till we see her. James, thank you. WWE ID, this is breaking news. 5 hours ago. For the first time, you will be able to watch a complete WWE ID official showcase match on X. So all those people that have been ID'd, looks like we're going to start bringing some of their matches onto the WWE ID Twitter accounts, which is going to be great for like showing them off, right? It's something which I'll keep an eye on. I'm not too fussed about it. I'm probably more interested when they finally arrive to NXT, right? But again, you know, I know there's people that are into this, so just something to be aware of. Drew has posted this. So Netflix have put out the fact you can now change your Netflix profile picture to WWE superstars. Which superstar gets the honor of being your Netflix profile icon? Well, look what Drew did to Cody. He took Cody's image out and replaced it with an action figure shot. And it's not a brilliant face scan, I don't think. I don't think that's a brilliant face scan for Cody. So Drew just having a little bit of fun there. I think Drew is expected to permanently move to SmackDown. That's what we heard in a previous Unseen. And so that's probably why Drew doesn't have one of these. This is a massive story and honestly probably going to be on the thumbnail. So WWE RAW is listed as the #1 TV show in the US on Netflix. Is that a surprise? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know kind of what the numbers are that Squid Game is doing. I feel like Squid Game I don't know when new episodes of that come out. So I don't know how long the latest episode has been available. I don't think it was Monday, though. So I sort of feel like Raw should be there or thereabouts. because it was the premiere. Be very interesting to see how next week does. You know, does Raw start to move down a little bit? Could it be a case that Raw is like number 3 next week? Don't know. I mean, look, it's great news. It's positive news. You can't be better than number 1. So the fact that Raw has gone in there is great. But can they do it next week? Can they do it the week after that? This was a very hyped up premiere. So, you know, I think it's one of those where brilliant, but let's see if they can stay there. Right, Kian, shout out to you. Becky Lynch was not at Raw and was not factored into creative, but she and other names will be returning in future weeks. Okay, Bayley just confirming she is going to be on Raw next Monday. Of course, it's in San Jose, which I think is where Bayley is from. So she is going to be on that show. Still don't know if she's going to be permanently on that show, but we did see her talking to Adam Pearce in the background, of course, during Raw on Netflix. So I'd say things are looking very good for Bayley moving to Raw. So wrestling fans since day one, thank you. Dave, shout out to you. So Jade Cargill was at the Performance Center and will be for a few more days this week working in ring. While there has been an attempt to claim that Cargill is legitimately injured, that is not the case, as she has been vacationing internationally and working on projects outside of WWE. Don't know what those projects are, but that might explain why she wasn't at Survivor Series. I've always struggled with the fact that they did an injury angle so close to Survivor Series. She's a big star for them, someone they're trying to build up. Why would you take her off Survivor Series? Do the injury angle after Survivor Series, right? But if she had projects, movie role, TV role, I don't know, something, yeah? Obviously, they can't be moved. They have to be filmed at certain times. Maybe she got written off so she could do that. Then she's, you know, chucked in a bit of vacation time. And, you know, I think there's a good chance that we're going to see her at the Rumble, if not before. So feels like Jade's return is getting closer. So Dave, thank you. And Little Fuego, shout out to you. Roman Reigns says, acknowledge your tribal chief. He tweeted that out straight after Raw on Netflix. Talking of Raw on Netflix, we've got lots of little bits to have a look at. So here we can see the New Day getting into an argument with Mega Ran. Mega Ran is a friend of Xavier's, and I think he helped or contributed to Xavier's theme song. And so he was a friend. Look, Mega Ran said, I came to talk sense into my friend. And they were just arguing in the crowd. Not really, of course. This was never going to go anywhere. They're just kind of having a bit of fun, whatnot. But New Day just causing a bit of bother in the crowds. You know, I think they were having a bit of fun because they were going to be on the show. That match seemingly fell through, probably due to time. And so they were still there. So they were just going around, having a bit of fun, interacting with people. So there's Xavier catching up with his friend. It's pretty cool, isn't it? If you was in the crowd and you got the New Day kind of running around. So there we go. Just a little fun clip. Talking of fun clips, look at this. Here, look, we've got CM Punk and Seth. POV. Seth and Punk throw each other at your phone. Boom! Wow. That was cool. Right, CM Punk did a promo, and we listened to that promo, but there was a little bit more to it. And let's check this out, shall we? It's really good.
30, just numbers, Royal Rumble, you're next on the list. Gunther, I'm coming for you. Cody, I'm coming for you. I'm Mr. October. I'm Game 7. I am clutch. I am the best in the world.
Brilliant. 30. That's what I want from Punk. I want this. I want this. I want him to be hungry. I want him to be worked up. That is brilliant. Christopher, shout out to you. Right, so this was The Rock. He's been really weird over the past few days, but this was The Rock bumping into Drew backstage. Drew took some bad language a little bit too far.
fucking insane. Are we live right now? Yes. We said fuck. Fuck, yeah. Oh, we're Netflix now. Fuck, shit, pussy. Jesus.
There's a line. You just crossed over that line, right? It's all well and good saying that you can swear, but I'm not sure. I think some of those words went a bit too far, even for The Rock, to be honest. So there we go. A fun little backstage moment. So, Brian, shout out to you. Johnny said, coming out of this historic night of Raw, head into the car after a heart-pounding, emotional night. I hear a voice say, nice jacket. Guess who it was? The man, the legend, Jason Baker. An honor and a privilege meeting you, good sir. So this is the guy that designs all the Wyatt Sicks masks, the Fiend mask. He was the Fiend at Extreme Rules when Bray came back. The Fiend was in the crowd. That was Jason Baker. So yeah, amazing. I think Jason responded to this and he was like, lovely meeting you as well, buds. Oh, this is great. This was meant to be in yesterday's, but you know, so much going on, but this is fun.
Everybody should expect to see more things from Travis Scott in a big way. As it relates to Travis Scott, I'd like to personally thank Jey Uso for just saying no on the entrance. That could have gone very different, and I'm thankful that it didn't.
Of course, Travis was smoking, and I think the opportunity was maybe there for Jey to join in, but thankfully Jey knows better. I mean, it ain't gonna look good if Jey is smoking on Raw, right? And Triple H is like, I just want to thank Jey for just saying no. So good. So good. Right, this is pretty bonkers. So this is Iyo. So Crispy Wrestling said, Iyo with the most adorable video you will see all day, right? So here, look, you can see there's Iyo. Just having a great time, really enjoying herself at Raw. That's great. I mean, we really don't get to see the superstars acting as fans, having a good time in the crowd. So that is a really cool video. So Robin, thank you. Right, WWE Ethan, from the moment at the Intuit Dome doors opened through to the final bell, what an incredible night. A massive thank you to the WWE Universe in LA and around the world for being part of the first ever Raw on Netflix. See you in 7 days. So there we go. And there, of course, is Triple H and Steph. So WWE Ethan, thank you. Jake said, not sure if anyone has talked about it, but I was at Raw on Netflix premiere, and when they showed the Royal Rumble Riyadh video, everybody booed, and I mean booed like crazy. It was 1000% turned down a bit on Netflix because it was loud. Jake, thank you, my friend. So interesting hearing from someone that was there, and Fightful Select have reported the same. They said when that was shown, that Royal Rumble Riyadh video package, it was loud and there was loud boos. So Jake giving us the scoop, the exclusive. So really appreciate that, dude. Right, Charlie, love this. So here is the end of Seth and Punk. Here is Punk and Moxley, and it is the exact same spot. It's the exact same spot where he hits a GTS, the person comes off the ropes, goes onto his shoulders, and then he does the other GTS to put them away, right? So CM Punk GTS to the Shield boys side by side. So Punk to Moxley, Punk to Seth. It's going to happen. Punk to Roman, this spot is going to happen. And honestly, I'm thinking everyone knows this spot puts Seth away. I'm thinking when he does it to Roman, I think Roman kicks out. That's my prediction for this. I think Roman kicks out. But I have no doubt we will see this spot when we finally get CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. So, Charlie, shout out to you. It's just fun that this is what he does to the guys in the Shield, seemingly. Did it to Moxley, who, of course, used to be Dean Ambrose. And he did it to Seth on Monday. Right, Little Fuego, yeah, they're awesome, aren't they? That's what they did to Roman's footwear. These custom Kobe sneakers looks absolutely awesome. Really cool. Right, The Rock was waiting for Solo. So there we go. The match ended. There's The Rock applauding. He waited for Solo to come back through the curtain. There we go, look. There's him, embrace him backstage.
Hello.
And then off he went. So he just waited for Solo to thank him and embrace him. So The Rock waited for Solo after he lost. Solo with Sammy there. He did have Sammy as well, yeah. Obviously, you know, this isn't really footage that we should be seeing necessarily. Like, this is kind of guerrilla. I don't know where this TikTok was, to be honest. Was this The Rock's TikTok? I'm not sure. The Rock just threw kayfabe out the window, didn't he, these past few days? Wrestling be damned. Right, Edward, shout out to you. Cena's wife was backstage. That's John Cena's wife. What's her name? Shay. So there we go, Shay. That's John Cena's wife. And with Chelsea Green. So very, very cool. Yeah, so Chris Wrestling. This is Nikki Bella. So she said, I just might be here looking at my competition soon. Obviously, everything she's been through in her personal life, I hope that something good comes through for her. And if that is to be a WWE return, I think a lot of people would support it. So I don't know that that's true. You get this a lot with the legends where they tease little things and nothing comes of them. But I would love to see her return, actually, and just have a little run, considering everything that's gone on. I think having the love of the fans and some really good matchups for her as well. I think that could be really fun. So... Chris, thank you. Edward again said, you'll like this. And I was like, will I? We got Zoey. And you know what I do? I think that's awesome. I thought that was really good. So Zoey said, an exciting day yesterday, the Netflix era. So that's what she normally wears. And bang, look at that. There's Zoey scrubbing up well. Looks really good. Looks really good. It's a great transition. It's really good. It's a really good video. I do like it. Watson, shout out to you. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen this video. That's the thumbnail for it on YouTube. This video genuinely lives rent-free in my head. It's kind of one of the first YouTube wrestling videos I remember. And it was because the thumbnail was so strange. Like, it was black and white, but parts of it were like fluorescent green. And I remember, like, what was this? What's this? What's this about? And it is one of the weirdest videos. It kind of tells the history of, like, DX and whatnot, but with just people pretending to be the different wrestlers. But it's got some big names in it as well. So here, look, like... You can see Macaulay Culkin and Seth Green. I actually don't know who was behind this video. I haven't seen it in years and years and years, right? But obviously, both of these guys were at Raw on Monday. So Macaulay Culkin and Seth Green on Raw as the prophecy foretold. So here they are in this wrestling YouTube video, like getting all excited about wrestling. And then on Monday, both of them were in the crowds for that Raw on Netflix premiere. So I believe these two are big, legitimate wrestling fans. So yeah, if you've never seen this video, I'd say check it out. It lives rent-free. I haven't seen it in years, but this thumbnail lives rent-free in my head. So Watson, shout out to you. All right, here we have got drone footage from the Intuit Dome. It's amazing, isn't it? It is amazing. Technology is amazing. So this is WWE just dropped a video of every drone camera shot from last night. We're flying through. Look at us. We're like Superman. But look at that. I mean, that is so good. Roman Reigns with the drone coming down. Roman with his with the wands in the air. And then we got this footage as well as we're shooting round and zooming round Jey Uso as he yeets away. The footage is incredible. I know the show has generated a lot of opinion, but it's undeniable that this production is just so incredible. Love that shot of Punk as he's just like staring. And then we've got this one as well. There was a whole team dedicated to these drone shots. Just brilliant. Looks so amazing. So Christopher, shout out to you. Ashma, shout out to you, buds. So here, look, behind the scenes of the creation of the custom Kobe 9 Elite Protros sneakers. Never heard of them, but these are the shoes that Roman was wearing, and you can actually see them being like done by Co's sneakers. So there they are being sprayed, and the artwork being done on them, and they are very, very impressive. There was a lot of people talking about these on social media. Roman afterwards even said that he's going to look to give them away to charity. Children's charity, like raise some money. Yeah, amazing. Really, really cool. Really cool. So, Ashma, thank you, my friends. And Brady said it looks like Vanessa Hudgens had the white rabbit on her jacket. It does, doesn't it? Really cool. That is really cool. And I like this guy as well. I don't know why. I think that might be my spirit animal now. He strikes me as my new spirit animal. So as much as I want to look at that, I just can't not look at him. So yeah, he's now my new spiritual guide. So let's go Hogan, shall we? See what we've got in here. Dave, shout out to you. So ringside news. Jimmy, are they booing me? No, they're saying brother. It's good, that. Alan, shout out to you. Hang 'em high. Hold the F on the subtitles are effing killing me. Crowd booing. So even the subtitles were picking up on the reaction that Hogan was receiving. It was rough. I am the colour red. Shout out to you as Big Bronson Reed immediately after that Hogan segment went on Twitter and said, sorry, guys. And that's because he was saying people had been asking him to do a tsunami to Hogan. And he was like, he was teasing he was going to do it. And he didn't. And he saw the segment. And so he felt like he needed to apologize for not doing it. So there we go. Nando, thank you. This is Samantha. So Samantha Irvin said, in the commercial breaks, we would sometimes do a Hulk up cam. And let me tell you something, brother, they would be booing, right? So apparently during commercial breaks, they would do a Hulk up cam. I'm guessing that's where they put the camera on the crowd and the crowd do their best hulking up. But apparently every time they would do that, the crowd would boo. So this is not news to WWE that Hogan is someone that's going to generate mixed reactions, but it seems like if we're in LA, those are not mixed reactions. They are very negative reactions. Little Fuego, shout out to you. The Iron Sheik said, F the Hulk Hogan. Here, look, Jim, shout out to you. There's Real American Beer. There's TKO backing away. TKO trying to retreat back into the hedge. Over here as well, TJF, thank you. WWE fans, that Raw when they saw Hulk Hogan. So very stony-faced. So many memes, but this might be the best. Ratchet said nothing beats this one. Iron Sheik said F the Hulk Hogan then. F the Hulk Hogan now. F the Hulk Hogan forever. Then, now, forever. Love it. Love it. We got this as well. Nick Butcher, Kim's Trains. Shout out to you.
1, 2, 3. Hulk Hogan sucks! 1, 2, 3. Hulk Hogan sucks!
1, 2, 3. Hulk Hogan sucks. And this poor guy dressed as Hogan. No, he doesn't. Oh, so good. Kim's Trains, that is excellent. I thought that was so fun. Right, let's go NXT because we have got so much to get through. Talking of the Hulkster, I'm surprised they didn't turn this around. I'm surprised people didn't start booing when they saw him just on the side of the truck. So there's The Rock. He arrived at the start of NXT. Of course, we would see him later. Stephanie Vaquer winning, becoming the new #1 contender for the NXT Women's North American Championship. And yeah, really good match. Fun show, actually. 5 matches, 3 of them getting great ratings. And yeah, just really good. Stephanie obviously going on to bigger things, or at least we thought she was. We'll get back to that in a moment. So Corey Graves was on the show. That is absolutely fine. But my concern is, has he been demoted? Has he been relegated down to NXT? I know people like to say that NXT is a third brand, but we all know the ratings and we all know that it is developmental, right? It's a third brand, but it's not really a third brand. To go back to it is not a good sign. Let's put it that way, right? So if Corey Graves has been demoted because there's no room for him on the main roster, I think that is such a shame. I really rate him as a commentator. I think he does an excellent job. And we're going to have to wait and see if this was a one-off or if it was a permanent move. But it really feels like it might be a permanent move. This was the video that we had playing during our commercial breaks. Just slow-mo video of certain NXT superstars. So this was Axiom. Actually, I think Axiom retweeted this one. Some of them are a bit weird. There was one of Roxanne Perez, and she had like a big face. And she was like doing all this. I think Ethan gave a big smile as well. Some of it was a bit weird. I think it probably would be better if it was an advert for like WWE Shop, or if they were promoting some new shows. Or I like the fact that it's new content, but it's not very engaging new content. We're just looking at different stars in slow-mo. You know, it's not the greatest thing in the world. So, you know, ideally it would be promos and it would be actual additional content. Maybe we'll get to that eventually, but this is what it looked like for us internationally. Right, new women's champion, Giulia. She won in the opening match. She defeated Roxanne Perez, so obviously many congratulations to her. Natalia said, "Congrats, Giulia. Now let's wrestle." So it seems like Natalia wants to get her hands on Giulia. There she is, moments after winning that championship. In the crowd, we also had Nick Khan and Triple H. They were at the show. And Adam said 3 nights, 3 new women's champions. So Tiffany picking up the victory on SmackDown, Rhea picking up the victory on Monday, and Giulia picking up the victory on NXT. We got Chemical X. I don't think they're being called that officially yet, but that seems to be the name they want to go by. They just did their little pose they did in the ring last week. They did it on the entranceway this time. And no tank for Shotzi, which I thought was interesting. So, yeah, it looks like they're keeping these 3 together. I think there's something here. I really think there's something here. I think there's something to work with here. And I'm very interested to see where this is going to go, where it's going to lead to. Obviously, we had The Rock. He said that he was the final boss, but on NXT, she's the final boss. So, of course, he was there putting his daughter over. And it was a bit weird, really, this interaction with Ethan Page. Probably the weirdest part was when he patted him on the backside as he walked away. That was strange. I think we've got the clip, actually. So, obviously, his big main segment came at the end of the show. And that was also very strange. So, WWE, even with his jaw wired shut, Javon has a message for Ethan Page. So, here we've got, look at this. You can see the metal in his mouth. Because of that, my jaw is wired shut. So his jaw is wired shut as he is recovering. Now, to my knowledge, he doesn't have an actual injury. I don't think they did this to cover for like an actual injury. I think this is all just a work. But it was really good. This video package was really good. Stevie Turner said, "That's my final boss, Ava." This is that moment, look.
I hope so. All right. Get your sweet ass on out of here.
Get your sweet ass on out of here. I don't know what has happened to him over these past 2 days, but it has been bonkers. The Boulder said, "This is the best episode of all time." There is Lexis King with the Heritage Cup. So he was victorious tonight in a really fun match, actually, against Charlie Dempsey. Now, she won that number one contenders match earlier, but Shotzi made a good point. She was like, in my match, I just pinned the North American champion, so I should be number one contender, right? I think the solution is quite simple. She goes first and faces Fallon for the title, and then the winner faces Shotzi. Done. Easy. Sorted. No dramas. But instead, they're going to make her have another match, even though she's just won the number one contendership. They're going to make her have a match now against Shotzi. So I thought that was a bit weird. It'll be a fun match, but I really feel like Stephanie should get the opportunity. I feel like she earned it tonight by winning that match. So, of course, the way they did it was Stephanie was all up for it and everything, but this was a little bit strange. I expect Stephanie to win anyway next week. I think Stephanie still goes on to get her opportunity, but yeah, it was a little bit of a weird moment. Main event saw Trick Williams. I loved his ring gear, all in white. Just looked like $1 billion. He looked amazing tonight, and the match with Oba was so good. Eddie Thorpe had been attacked by Oba earlier in the show, and he would make his presence felt later on in the match. But what was nice is that we still got a bit of Trick Oba one-on-one for the majority of the match, and it really delivered. Really enjoyed it. But of course, Oba Femi emerged victorious. Absolutely brilliant. And it feels like a new era, doesn't it? New NXT Women's Champion Giulia, new NXT Champion Oba Femi. I mean, wow. Wow. So good. So good. We didn't get this. We were going to that slow-mo stuff during commercial break. But in America, you had picture-in-picture. So you actually had this moment. This is Giulia and HBK shaking hands after Giulia won the title. So we never got this. This is legit unseen for us. So that was cool. And there was a similar moment with Oba Femi, but I didn't find or couldn't find the footage for that. It doesn't matter. We've got this screenshot. It's the same thing. They're showing Oba walking through Gorilla, getting congratulated by HBK and the crew during picture-in-picture. Right, then we had The Rock. He came out, and it was a very strange segment. There was this sign in the crowd, which was very strange as well. Drew and CM Punk. Watson. Ryan Satin said, this sign is a choice. So Nita Nitro said, important, please help The Rock find this man. That is The Rock's writer, Brian Gerwitz. And it really felt like tonight he needed a writer. He came out with about 8 minutes left on the clock, and I reckon he had about 30 seconds of content. The rest of the time, he had to keep looking at the crowds, getting the crowd to chant, mumbling, waffling. I mean, it was just bad. It was a really bad segment. I feel like with The Rock, he is so used to being able to go out there and just shoot from the hip and deliver gold, right? And he has done that so many times. And I think if this was the Attitude Era, or maybe even 10 years ago, I think he could do it. But unfortunately, in 2025, I think he has so many projects and there's so much going on. He's got his drink, he's got Papa Tui, he's got Moana, the live action Moana, he's on red carpets, he's doing business deals, he's spending $13 million on TKO shares. I mean, he is spread so thin. I don't think that he can step into a wrestling ring and just talk and deliver gold anymore. I don't think he can do that. I think if he was more focused on wrestling, he could absolutely do that. We're talking about an amazing talker, right? Look at what he was doing last year with his social media promos. But that's because he was fully focused on wrestling. That's because he was involved in a story. That's because everything else was pushed to the side and he was dialed in. He knew what the fans wanted. He knew the story they were telling. And so he could operate within those realms, yeah? Tonight, I mean, he just came walking out. He didn't know what to say. He seemed a bit lost at times. He waffled a bit. And honestly, it was just not good. And there was one bit that he said that I think some people might have even found really frustrating. And that was what he said about Cody. He said, last year, everyone was coming up to me saying, please be nicer to Cody, right? We want Cody to finish his story. Please be nicer to Cody. And then this year, or like, you know, Raw, I come out and I am nice to Cody. And then everyone's having a go at me again, right? And he's sort of making out that it's the fans that are wrong. He's sort of making out that it's the fans that are fickle and flip-flopping and all this kind of stuff. I mean, he understands. He must understand. I mean, there's a story that is being told, and we are following that story. You are a storyteller. We are the listeners. We are following your story. If your story doesn't make sense, you can't be upset with us for being frustrated. You can't be upset with us for wanting better. Right? The story was that you was upset with Cody. That was the story. You was going to come back and you was coming back for him, right? That's where we were. You came back and did something like this we didn't quite understand, right? You did that gesture, right? And so it felt like you were still really off with Cody. So, of course, you come back on Monday and you put him over and you have a drink with him and you give him a hug and all this kind of stuff. It feels like we've missed a chapter. It feels like we've missed several episodes. It feels like the story has been playing out and we've just not seen it. Because it feels like there's been developments that we have not been a part of. And he knows this. He's not an idiot. He knows this. So why would he choose to come out on NXT and have a pop at the fans? I don't understand. He says that he is 20 steps ahead. He said he's always got a plan, but the vibe to me was very much someone that was underprepared, didn't really know what to say, mumbled his way through the segment. And honestly, I just don't think it's been a good few days for him. I really don't think it's been a good few days for The Rock. So, yeah, I mean, I totally get why the fans are frustrated. I totally get why the fans are feeling the way they're feeling. But it is what it is. I mean, the truth is that the casual fans won't have noticed anything wrong because they're probably not been following the story. And the hardcore fans, we love The Rock. And we're going to forgive him for this. I mean, do you know what I mean? We'll forget about it by tomorrow. You know, we can easily move on from this. So, really, there's not going to be any lasting damage to this. But I just think it's a bit unfortunate. It kind of gives off the vibe that he is just doing what he wants, really. He's just doing what he wants when he wants. There's no one keeping him in check. Vince used to. Vince McMahon used to. There's no way he would have done this if Vince was in charge. But who's going to stop him now? Triple H? I don't think so. I don't think Triple H can try and stop The Rock and tell him not to do stuff, but is The Rock going to listen? I don't think so. Nick Khan. Do you think Nick Khan is going to tell The Rock? I don't think so. Who's going to tell The Rock he can't do something or that what he did was not good enough? Who's going to tell The Rock that the 8 minutes of waffle that he delivered on NXT was rubbish? Who's going to give him that home truth? I don't think anyone is. I think The Rock is so big, and I think The Rock has got so many people going, yes, sir, you know, no, sir, whatever you need, sir. I don't think there's anyone giving him those truths. And I think when he sees those truths online from the fans, I think it upsets him. I think that annoys him. And I think we saw some of those frustrations in this 8 minutes of waffle that we ended up getting at the end of NXT. So, Yeah, just crazy. Crazy few days for The Rock. Right, Adam, shout out to you. WWE has announced that Vengeance Day will take place on Saturday, February 15th at the Entertainment and Sports Arena in Washington. Tickets for the NXT PLE will go on sale Friday, January 10th. So there we go. Vengeance Day is on the way. Look at this. No one talked to us. That was put out by Roxanne. I responded to it. This is me after watching the 2 recent Rock segments. I thought that was a good tweet. I was really pleased with it. So there we go. Giulia, this championship is just the beginning. I am the NXT Women's Champion. So Giulia tweeting out. Cora responded, "You're a moron." Roxanne, it says Roxanne Perez. Give it back. I think, has she not changed the side plates yet? It says Roxanne Perez. It's mine. Give it back. Lexis King said, "What a night. Did everything by the book, and I won the Heritage Cup my way. To top it all off, I got to meet The Rock, and he told me a great story about my father. To be honest, I'm very blessed to be in this position, and I just want to thank all of you for believing in me." So I think Lexis King is feeling the love. Now, I don't know if he's there. I'm guessing he probably is. So CM Punk just smiling after Roxanne lost her title with full dad energy. So Cora obviously lost in her match. Roxanne has now lost her title. And there is CM Punk. I really like these pictures of these two. Some good work there. Very good. Very, very good. Right, look at this. Johnny said, "I made a sign for Tatum, Gigi, and Shotzi, but it got confiscated. I didn't know that it looked that bad." So this is obviously based on the Powerpuff Girls. Tatum Paxley's like, "No, I love it so much. Why would they confiscate that?" I don't know. And there's Trick, talking of being gutted. Look at this ring gear. So crisp, so clean, so classy. Love it. And he's not loving it. But obviously a lot of people wondering, does this mean Trick Williams and Roxanne Perez are on their way to the main roster? Okay, we need to go to Fun Phone Case. Listen, this isn't back, so you don't need to send me a load of images. But if something truly special comes along, then I'm willing to resurrect it. And this is special. Look at this. So here we go. Everyone's favorite wrestler, right? He's, I think, on his way to the show in LA, where, of course, he got a great reaction from the fans. And here we can see, look at that. Jimmy Hart has got a Jimmy Hart phone case. Look at it, it's upside down. But Jimmy Hart with a Jimmy Hart phone case. That is special, yeah? And I knew that you lot would want to see the Hulkster one more time. So, yeah, this felt like it was worthy of bringing the fun phone case back. So there we go. For one time only, the fun phone case folder. Right, we've got a commercial here for McDonald's with John Cena.
With McValue, you can buy one and add any one of these for only $1. It's crazy. Oh, look at that. You can do the same thing during breakfast for only $1. With McValue, you can buy one and add any one of these for only $1.
That's not bad, actually, is it? Buy one and get one for just $1. So the McValue range is on the way. I don't know if that's all around the world or if it's just in America, but thanks, John. Right, Big Half, shout out to you. So Ric Flair said no return to the ring ever. I'm thankful for the great health and the conditioning that would allow me to. Big Bronson Reed couldn't tsunami me on his best day. So there we go. Ric Flair, so he said no return to the ring ever. So I'm guessing, is he saying that he's not coming back now? But I do love that. Big Bronson Reed couldn't tsunami me on his best day. Can we just say how great Ric Flair looks at his age? Like, that is amazing. He's put in the work. You only get this if you put the work in, so respect. Big Bronson Reed said, Papa H, better come get his boy. That is great. That is great. So, Big Half, thank you. It's Bryn again. Shout out to you. So, Strapley with the straps. So, here's Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton, the two new women's champions, right? It's Bryn again. Shout out to you. And look at this. Jason Baker said same energy. Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton. So there we go. Ratchet said a perfect reference to Tiff and Rhea. So these two giving off this energy. Right, this is just amazing. Kapata, thank you. We were talking about this during our NXT live stream. These, what an item. Apparently, if you buy the base version of the card, one lucky winner will receive this instead. Signed by both The Rock and Roman Reigns. Wow. That thing will be worth thousands. I mean, Roman Reigns on his own is, hundreds. The Rock is, 800, 1,000. Both of them on the same card. Serious money. So that is only one of one. Lovely item. Jim, shout out to you. So, a little bit of banter here between Cody and The Rock.
Let me set this up. Every woman I run into,
Yes.
they go, I love the beard.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, hold on. No, it's not what you said.
I did say.
You're full of fucking
I
bullshit.
said, what's up with the beard? It was my way of saying I love the beard.
Hold on. But you said it so judgy.
No.
The women, by the way,
They love it.
right? Maya, you said the same thing. You're like, the beard is hot. Hold on to it. I said, I'm going to grow it for the next roll. And then he goes, what's up with the beard? Like, judgy.
No judgment was meant at all. I think the beard is a unique choice. You're really doing well with it. You're pulling it off. It looks great. The beard looks great.
You're full. That's
great.
bullshit,
No, it's not.
dude.
It's not. Thank you, though.
Let me set this up.
I'd love to meet The Rock. Because I think I'm one of the only people in the world that would go up to him and go, that beard, you look like a right boomer. I feel like he's so desperate for someone to tell him some truth. I feel like he's going around going, you don't really mean that, do you? Yeah, I do. I think you look great in the beard. You don't. Come on. You don't really mean that. He is so desperate for some honest feedback, That's the vibe I'm getting. I'm starting to feel sorry for The Rock. I'm starting to feel sorry for him. I feel like my services could be greatly appreciated by The Rock because I'd tell him straight. I'd have no problem telling him straight. That jacket is out of date and no longer fashionable. Your glasses look stupid and your beard makes you look like a boomer. Yeah? Pay me. Emmanuel, shout out to you. Here's Trinity.
What's up, boy?
So there's Trinity walking like that, and then JD copying her just behind. We spoke about this. Johnny, thank you. I just wanted to put this in there because we mentioned it yesterday about Bianca standing in front of her image. And look at the size difference. That is incredible. This thing is incredible. But look at how big she is compared to... I mean, that is a real moment, isn't it? There's a few times in your life, even as a WWE superstar, that you will have an experience or a moment that you're like, I really want to capture that because I want to show my grandkids. Being at WrestleMania would be one, but I really feel like this is one as well. There is Bianca standing in front of this giant Bianca. Amazing. And it looks so impressive. It looks so good. Amazing. Right. I wonder if that is Montez Ford's dream or nightmare. JDS, Mr. Waller has spoken. So Grayson Waller said a huge night for WWE on Netflix. Currently taking bets for which fan in the locker room is going to be the first in line to take a picture with The Rock at Gorilla. It is true. Lots of people wanting to get their picture with The Rock backstage. At TJF 1983, thank you. Just another card. Look at this. Only one of 25, but The Rock. Look, and he's even put smell it ? So good. They've actually got the wrestlers to just write a little bit extra, like CM Punk, best in the world. Rhea Ripley, you know, mommy or whatever, like just putting little bits in. Liv Morgan, watch me. So, yeah, it just adds to it, doesn't it? I love these cards. I think they look really cool. You can find The Rock's autograph in lucky packs of 2025 Topps Chrome coming soon. Apparently his first card's licensed autograph card since 1998. Oh, God, it's going to be worth so much money. Heelish said, when I open my 8th bottle of rum... Oh, it's booze! Love that. Sean Waltman said, I shouldn't have stopped by at catering before the red carpet. It looks like I swallowed a basketball. Great image, though. Love that. Johnny said, Io's outfits, R.I.P. Lorax. So, yeah. I love the Lorax, and he will be missed. So, very good. Oh, and this was great. Metal Mama, thank you. I love these bits.
I mean, if you're going to flex on me. What are we doing here?
You've got 3 inches and a great tan.
That's right, yeah.
I should have got a spray tan before this. 3 weeks in Canada doesn't help anybody.
It was all sun, baby.
That's great, isn't it? He's like, I should have got a tan before meeting you. So he's about 3 inches taller and he's got a great tan. That's the only difference between these two. Really good. LA Knight meets LA Knight. Metal Mama, that is really fun. Really, really fun. Right, let's go community folder. So Leapin' Lucha Larry, shout out to you. He is going to Raw next week. Have a great time, my friends. Raymond, well done getting a response from Natalia. Brilliant. Billy, shout out to you. Just showing off a friend who does some ring announcing.
Here we go then. Whoa, man. Hooray.
Amazing. Hope he enjoyed the show. And Billy, shout out to you. We are the Woe Movement, getting a follow from the Jumping Bomb Angels. We are the Woe Movement. Shout out to you. Fitzy said, what an awesome week. You followed me, which is the best, of course. Natty followed me and reposted my tweet with a comment. And the Jumping Bomb Angels followed me. Everyone's after Jumping Bomb Angels follows. And I love this. I love it. I love it so much. So I think the best thing that happened was the Jumping Bomb Angels follow. Yeah. So Fitzy, shout out to you dudes. I've said it before. I just love how the community has really took to this, including Sarah and Rory. Shout out to you guys. So Jumping Bomb Angels getting a follow. Look at that. I think it's the best, coolest thing you can get, honestly. And I love how the community is like really after them. It's like a real badge of honor now, isn't it? So brilliant. So shout out to you guys. Well done. Ashma, I got a like and a follow from the Jumping Bomb Angels. Yes. Ashma, well done, dude. Well done. Nav said, let's go. Look, we got the Wrestling Day stream on down here. We've got Raw on Netflix up here. So, Nav, there's only one Navaldo. Thank you, my friends. Same over here as well, look. We've got some Boomer over here. We've got Netflix over here. GMC. Thank you, my friends. Deece Rebel, getting a like from Karrion Kross. Well done. And Angie said, I got a like from Roman's cousin, Vale. Is that how you say it? And also, I got a tweet from Netflix about Raw. So, Angie, shout out to you as well. So, that's the community folder. Have we got an other folder? Have we got another folder? I don't. Oh, we do. Down here. It was hiding. TJF. So, Ric Flair just showing us that Post Malone gave 20 grand to a waitress. The torch of generosity keeps burning. 20k to a waitress. This is how we spark a movement. It's not about the money. It's about making a difference. 20 grand. Couldn't you have given her like 5 and then given like the rest to other people? I don't know. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. I mean, I'm pleased for her. But 20 grand. Oof. Right, WrestleBuzz. A wrestling company lands a lucrative gig in a remote town only to find themselves at the mercy of a cult leader with sinister intentions. Dark match starring Jericho premieres January 31st on Shudder. So there we go, a new film on the way. Look at this from Negan Mox. Said someone shared this book on a Facebook post. I had to share it. Look, let him in. William Friend. I wonder if this was recent and inspired by Bray. Not sure, but I don't know how old it is. Never seen or heard of it before, but yeah, appreciate that, Negan Mox. Brady, thank you. So this is a picture of Alexa at Disneyland. So she was apparently at Disneyland whilst Raw on Netflix was taking place. Does look like her daughter is trying to choke her out, though. So that's a problem. But yeah, there we go. And here as well, little bit of a fan. So Adam Pearson said, Dear Triple H, I was badly bullied at school. My whole world felt cold, lonely and unjust. Wrestling helped get me through. A community of misfits out on the fringe who knew it was okay not to be okay. Wrestling literally saved my life. Good luck in this new era and thank you. Triple H responded, Thank you, my friend. You don't live on the fringe. You're the center of our universe. Let's have some fun tonight. Oh, mate, what a response. That was so good. That was so good. Right, we've got 2 thanks folders to get through, so we're running out of time here. So let's blast through these 2 because I never got to it yesterday. So Kelly the Wise Lady, Larry, Jess, Emmanuel, Little Fuego, Charlie, Raymond, Robin, Manuel again, WWE Ethan, Word of Wrestling, Babs the Barbarian, Metal Mama, Real Wrestling Fan, Emmanuel again, Mackenzie, Patrick Smith, Robin, Billy, Metal Mama, J Omega, Wrestling's Biggest Fan, Raymond, Average Tribal Chief Acknowledger, and Edward. Shout out to all of you. That was meant to have been in the last video, but I just never got a chance to get to it. And so we've got today's thanks folder. So Ashma, Chris, Alan Hollis, who I really appreciate this. So tuning into a recent Unseen by the looks of it. Lacey, Ajax, Ajax. I still don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know why I don't just go with Scott, to be honest. I might just go Scott moving forward. But shout out to you, my friends. Brown666, TJF1983, Sweet Chin Wrestling, Ashma, Emmanuel, Shaq Diesel, Babs the Barbarian, and Jang Tae Sang, as well as many of you that sent me things for Unseen. I mean, honestly, with Unseen, I get tagged in the same thing numerous times. I mean, it would be impossible to thank everyone, but a real thank you for all the support. I can see this is going to clock in another hour. I mean, honestly, there's just been so much stuff. I can't wait for tomorrow's Unseen. Hopefully it's going to be like 20 minutes, but I hope you've enjoyed them. I really appreciate the support, but you know that already. Have a great evening, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.